love most about content creation nowadays is how our eyes have been trained to see through the fakeness. The early years of the YouTube game, and I'm talking probably from 2005 to 2018-ish, I feel like content was so genuine back then. One thing we have to realize, people weren't making money back then. And if they were making money, it was literal like chump change. It was nothing that drastically changed their lives. So back then, people made content because the genuine love on it. It has changed, y'all. It has really changed. When people started realizing how much money they could make on YouTube and how it was literally taking girls from 2007 Toyota Camrys to 2019, 2020 Mercedes-Benz GLBs and whatnot, we're talking $80,000 and $90,000 cars. Content has turned into the Hunger Games. I feel like everybody is just clawing their way to try to stick in and get to the finish line. We have a whole lot of platforms now. With all of these apps, we have all of these different content creators. With social media, as we know, can come all of these trends. And when a new trend comes out, we have everybody's opinions on these trends. Let's jump into a trend that I feel like really kind of took the world by storm. And I'm talking about the whole it girl era, or some people also reference it as the that girl phase. Trends can be helpful. However, trends can definitely go overboard at a point in time. To me, trends start going overboard when they start getting more so tied to materialism and money versus being tied to an actual transformation mentally for yourself. And that is exactly what I feel like happened to the whole it girl era and the that girl era. It started getting more so tied to how much money you can spend on bath products, how many sales you can generate so that you can make more commission, how perfect you look at every millisecond of the day as if you don't wake up with hot breath like all the rest of us. Unfortunately, I feel like it's become about everything outside of what is most important, which is how do you view yourself and what do you believe about yourself. So if you can't tell already, the unauthentic it girl age, we're done with that. Let's genuinely become that it woman and reinvent ourselves in the right way so that we can really embrace this new attitude. What's up, my loves? Welcome or welcome back to yet another video. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video and coming to hang out with your girl. As always, if you guys are more interested in the style content, the hair, the makeup, the glam, all of the cutesy kind of stuff, you can follow me on my short form platforms, Pinterest, Instagram, and TikTok. And I do have the links down below because you already know here on YouTube, baby, we are keeping it all about the conversation. So let's go ahead and jump into today's juicy topic. So I wanted to set you guys up with that YouTube example that I gave at the beginning of the video because back in those days, it was show up as I am. We didn't care about the aesthetics. We didn't care about what we wore on camera. It was literally show up as you are. Y'all know how they used to say in church, show up as you are. That's how YouTube was. But nowadays we have so many more platforms and so many more content creators. Unfortunately, we're dealing with a lot of pretenders. We're dealing with people who are making videos and blatantly lying to our faces. They are literally creating these personas in order to gain a social media following. But the kicker is they're struggling to actually authentically show up as themselves because it goes against this persona that they created and built this following with. When you're trying way too hard to fit in with an image, this can definitely backfire on you. So if we're talking about the it girl era or the it girl age, this can backfire on us in a lot of different ways. Number one, you better trust and believe people will comb through your content with a fine-tooth comb and they will purposely and intentionally try to find everything within your content that goes against what you are saying. There is a girl on YouTube right now. I wish I could think of what her name was. I didn't subscribe. I just kind of watched her videos because I thought they were hilarious. But her whole entire channel is set up on going through people's content and pointing out every single lie that they tell within that content. It's kind of hilarious because when you think about it, it's like, wow, people are really trying to showcase this lifestyle that they truly may not have. Like if I figure out her name, I definitely will put it below because like I said, it's kind of funny, but they will do that to you. So when you're trying to show up as an image that does not align with what you're actually saying, people will begin to pay attention to your content. Number two way that this can backfire, you can definitely find yourself in debt. That is the one thing that drives me crazy with the whole it girl and that girl era is because a lot of it is based on, again, materialism. It's based on you spending a certain amount of money. A lot of people associate the it girl era to, oh, you have to keep your nails, toes, and hair done at all time. I mean, I'm nubbing it down right now, and I mean, my nails are well groomed, but I don't have nails on right now, but I definitely consider myself an it girl, and we'll get into why later. But I'm just saying, just because you don't have your nails done doesn't mean that you don't qualify to have that it girl energy. Just because you don't have your hair done does not mean that you're disqualified to have the it girl energy. You may not have loungewear from Lululemon, or you might not have loungewear or, you know, cutesy athleisure type outfits from Alo. You might not shop at Aritzia or Zara or any of like the popular types of stores. But that, again, does not mean that you're disqualified from having or possessing the it girl or that girl energy. So what I'm saying, basically, in a nutshell, is don't feel like, or how it can backfire is people find themselves in debt because they're trying to keep up with this image that goes based off of somebody else's thought process of what it girl looks like instead of creating their own. Third way that this can backfire, you could potentially lose your integrity. Like, I want you to ask yourself, is building a following really worth you losing your moral values? If you have to tell a lie in order to get people to tap in with you, then you might not be as interesting as you thought you were. But how do you become a more interesting person? When you authentically show who you are, when you're no longer trying to put on that image and put that facade on for people to see. You start genuinely acting like yourself. You start genuinely talking about the things that you enjoy. You start genuinely showing your goofy quirks and not being ashamed of them. That's really and truly what I've been doing this whole time on all of these sit down talking videos. This is me, my goofiness, my poise, but in the next moment I'm, you know, stuttering over my words and just letting it be on camera because I don't care. I am secure in who I am, and I'm secure in who I am authentically, not the version that I used to try to portray. Because I'm going to be very honest with you guys. In the beginning stages, I definitely felt like I was a clone. I felt like I was a clone of all the people that I was watching, because in my mind, I was in that headspace like, well, if it worked for them, it could work for me. And this is something that you don't want to fall into this trap. Please, 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 please. Don't fall into this trap, because you will find yourself stuck in it for a very long time. I was stuck in that for a very long time, and it was hard for me to even transition to doing these sit down videos, because I'm like, well, what if I waited out a little bit longer? It might blow up. No, it was never meant to blow up that way, because that was not who I was. I was scared of showing my goofiness and my silliness and really just authentically getting on camera and showing who I am. But this is the version that I want people to see. This is the version that I want people to know, not some forced image that I was trying to put out there. It does not work. Trust me, I am woman enough to admit my mistakes, and it was a mistake trying to get on there to force an image that just didn't really show who I was. This is also why you come across a lot of content creators who say that they are burnt out. Now, content creation burnout is definitely a thing, but content creation burnout can also stem from you being tired of trying to live that false lie, or live a lie, not a false lie. That don't make sense. I'm saying extra words that don't need to be there. Living a lie. You get tired of trying to keep up with the lie, so you burn out because you're like, dang, I can't even keep up with this anymore. The wool cannot be pulled over our eyes anymore, and that's exactly why I said what I said at the beginning of the video. People are waking up. People can see right through the content nowadays. You know, it used to be cute and pretty and polished and all that. People are looking past that. Best course of action in that moment is to just go ahead and rebrand yourself. Rebrand yourself so that you can truly show yourself authentically. And I guarantee people will begin to gravitate to you because they truly see who you are. When I think of a woman who is truly in her it girl or that woman, y'all know they're all interchangeable at this point. But when I'm thinking of a woman that is at that stage in her life, I'm thinking about a woman who just possesses this certain energy that just naturally pulls people into her. I'm thinking of a woman who is well known, and not well known because she tries to be, but well known because she just possesses that charm and charisma about herself, and her presence is genuinely welcoming. A woman who even on her worst day can still give more of an effortless beauty appeal than a woman who tries to give effortless beauty because she is very sure of herself and secure within herself. An it girl is truly unbothered, and honestly, they possess a certain level of confidence that remains completely untapped by a lot of other women. Anywhere did I say an it girl had to keep her nails, toes, and hair done at all times? Anywhere did I say an it girl has to wear a contoured face of makeup every single day? Anywhere in here did I say that an it girl has to keep up with the latest makeup trends and have all of the newest makeup stocked in her drawer ready to go? Poor it girl. The it girl phrase really does have a bad rap, and honestly, it's because there's so much misleading information out there. You'll either catch videos that are purely recycled information, and honestly, it's because they're probably trying to get likes or trying to get more followers to their page. Or you'll keep coming across videos that make you feel bad because you don't have the funds to be able to keep up with all of the maintenance routines that have been attached to the it girl. So I kind of want to circle back to something that I actually mentioned earlier in the video, which was from my own personal growth. There have been a lot of trends that have actually helped me do a lot of self-reflection, and there have been trends that have aided in my transformation as to how I got to be this woman today. But this is the reminder that I want to give you guys. Just because you watch something does not mean for you to automatically accept everything is true. You have to understand you're looking at people's perspectives, and it's okay for everybody to have a different perspective. One person still may feel like that it girl to them means or requires them to spend X, Y, and Z amount of money to always look perfectly put together. To me, it's more about the energy you possess. It's about your actions, your responses, the way you carry yourself, the way you present yourself when you walk into a room. It's about that magnetized energy that you give off. So for me, it girl is all about a mindset. It's about the presence. Even when you guys are watching my content, take what you need. You might not fully agree with everything that I'm saying, and that's okay. That's what makes us individuals. But always pick apart the things that you truly need. And then honestly, on top of that, do your research. So again, it's about pulling the things that you need that are going to work for your own personal journey. So how do we reinvent ourselves authentically? And this is another popular talking point, the whole reinventing yourself and giving tips on how to reinvent yourself. To me, when I think reinventing yourself, it's not about changing every last detail about yourself. It's about identifying the core values and the strengths that you want to showcase at this point in your life. One thing that I started thinking about when I kind of did that rebrand and just transitioned into just fully showing myself authentically, I was like, okay, when my audience sees me, I want them to know what my values are. I want them to be able to see me and know exactly what I stand for. So think about that kind of stuff when you're reinventing yourself. How do you want people to view you? What do you want them to know about you right off the bat when they come into contact with you? That image that you're giving off, it has to align with your true self. So when you're thinking about reinventing yourself, and I'm not going to give you guys like a step-by-step, tip-by-tip. This is not that. This is just me kind of talking openly. When you're thinking about reinventing yourself, think about, does your image reflect the true version of yourself? As you guys can tell, I have lightened up my makeup a whole lot. When I was doing those makeup tutorials and stuff like that, I was wearing heavier makeup. That's just not the look that I'm trying to give off. I want to give off a very softer look. I want a look that reflects what I feel in the inside. I feel very much so calm. I feel more secure of myself. I feel confident in who I am. And that confidence means that if I want to wear lashes, I wear lashes. If I don't wear lashes, I still have the same amount of confidence. So everything that you guys see on the outside, the way I dress, the way I carry myself, the modesty that's kind of creeping into my style a little bit more than what I thought, but that's okay. It is a true reflection of everything that is going on internally, and honestly, a reflection of everything that I put on my vision board as well. It's that authenticity that makes you attractive. That's what makes you extremely attractive, because people see you for who you are. It's the authenticity that gives you that sustainable growth that you're looking for, no matter whether you're a content creator or just that personal growth that you're wanting in your life. All I can say is that you want to continue to nurture that authentic persona. When you continue identifying those core values, you're working on how you're presenting yourself, you're working on speaking and walking confidently, you're focusing on weeding out certain negative energy in your life and just really showing up as the person you truly want to be. You're automatically, can I get the words out? You're automatically going to give off that it girl energy. It has nothing to do with how much money you have in your pockets, okay? Don't get confused thinking that it girl has anything to do with the money. You can become an it girl right now and not have any makeup on your face and not have your hair done. Now, you know, you might want to have it groomed. It needs to be groomed. But that doesn't mean that it necessarily has to be professionally done. It doesn't mean that you have to have nails on. It doesn't matter if you have your toes done. You know, you can put some polish on there yourself. But I just want you guys to understand it has nothing to do with spending a certain amount of money. It doesn't mean that you have to make $100 or $200 budget every single month. If that's not what you have, do not force yourself to do that, okay? It's not worth it. Work on the energy. Work on the persona. That is what makes you an it girl. Comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you feel like it girl era is dying or if you feel like it girl era is very much so alive. To me personally, I feel like it girl is still very much so alive, but it's a matter of what your perspective is of it girl. It has nothing to do with the materialism side, but everything to do with the energy that you give off. So I want to know your guys' thoughts. Do you think it's dead or do you think it's very much so alive? Let me know. I really do pray that you guys enjoyed this video and that you were able to receive something from it. Let it be an encouragement to remind you that everything in this world comes down to mindset. It truly does. So let that sink on in. And I'm gonna go ahead and catch you guys on the next video. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, night, weekend, whatever it is when you're watching this video. I hope you enjoy it. Until next time, love. Bye.